back to school, I'd probably say I was a bit of an all-rounder when it came to school, so I always tried to involve myself in as many areas as possible. It's a bit scary looking at how much I've changed over those 5 years, but it's also nice to look back at it. I began playing clarinet and that led to the school orchestra, and then as part of that scholarship had to do singing, which I absolutely hated from the start. I absolutely hated. Every Friday morning had to go to chorale, but Mum said just keep it up for a couple of years and see if you like it, and it turned out to be my absolute favourite thing at school, that chorale. I ended up going to China in Year 9 with it on a school music tour with the PLC choir alongside us. And in Year 12 I ended up being the instrumental music captain. So it was a pretty amazing journey from a little dorky clarinet player in Year 8 to the music captain by the end in Year 12. During my music at Trinity, I was in the swing band, a couple of the orchestras, and also in the chorale and the vocal ensemble. So a lot of my best friends and my best memories have come from music at Trinity. Trinity has such a good culture. The Trinity spirit always comes to mind, but that feeling of community is always there. Well, I think the best thing about Trinity in terms of music, and maybe in other areas as well, is there was no stigma with being in the music program. I know a lot of the schools, the music program can appear to be quite dorky, but Trinity has such a good culture around its music program that you have students in the first rowing team, students in the debating team, no matter where you are, there's such a big mix of students who involve themselves in music. So if I think of other areas I was involved in, also debating I was involved in, that came quite late in my Trinity career. I only really started debating at the end of Year 11 and got caught up as a reserve in Year 12. So after doing, I think the debate, it was on Israel and Palestine, I finished the debate, and then one of the teachers told me to go along to the state team trials, which her brother was running, and after that I ended up making the WA state team for debating, so that was extremely exciting. And because I'd made the team, luckily the nationals were being held in Perth that year, so I got to debate in front of the school here, which was very exciting. So debating was another thing that I sort of fell into. Out of all the opportunities I had, the most worthwhile for me personally was the Christian service program. So I was fortunate enough in Year 12 to be the president of Edmund Rice Outreach. So that's a student-run group here at Trinity that organises different community outreach initiatives. So I was lucky enough that this involved things like going to India for a month on our pilgrimage through India. So over there we worked with an orphanage for disabled children in Chennai for a week to begin with. So because a lot of people in India, when they have a disabled child, literally throw them out on the streets because of the intense stigma that comes with it. So that was a really, really incredible week there. And then we went and worked with Mother Teresa's Foundation. So that would have to be the highlight of my Christian service at Trinity. A lot of other schools do community outreach programs, but the focus Trinity puts on it is quite excellent. And I think a large part of it is linking it up to the Christian faith as well. I know a lot of people, particularly me, do struggle with going to Mass every week and those aspects of Christianity and Catholicism. But this is something that any student, no matter what their background, can engage in Christian service and actually hands-on develop their own faith. And for a lot of people, that's particularly hard, but it gives people their own ability to construct their own beliefs. Well, since I've left school, I'm currently the general manager of a charity called the Ignite Project. So it began 2 years ago and it's completely student run, and we've grown to 55 mentors and over 150 students. So we're based at Balga Senior High School and Hamilton High School, and what we do is run over 14 programs and we tutor and mentor students. So a lot of my experience doing Christian service work in Year 11 and 12 gave me the experience and the knowledge to then develop my skills at university. So hopefully once I've graduated from university, built up some experience long term, I'll work for a non-for-profit organisation. Yeah, I think my biggest advice I give to my school self is to not be so worried about being different. And I think that's the biggest advice to give to any student at school. I think the minute you leave high school, you go from trying to fit in with absolutely everyone in your year group to trying to find what's different about you so you can go for that job or so you can go after that degree. So I think I'd say to my Trinity self, don't be worried, be exactly who you are and just be proud of who you are. And I think that goes for all students at Trinity. You have the ability to be involved in whatever area you are and really make the most of that to find yourself.